What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. And you know, for the last couple of days, we all been talking about the situation in Florida. And you got people on both sides, of course, politicizing it, and everybody psychoanalyzing it, trying to come up with some type of reasoning, some type of reason why this happened. They look at the kid who did it, and he had such a troubled lifestyle. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to overcome it socially, mentally, obviously. And you have people on the left who immediately jumped to the guns. It was the guns. The guns just decided to huddle up and say, you know what? Let's get in the car. Come on, bullets, jump on in there. We're going to all drive to the school and shoot some people. Well, we know that didn't happen. But then you have people on the right that says guns and gun control have nothing to do with it. So if that has nothing to do with it and the people have nothing to do with it, so you got people saying the guns is the blame, and then you got people saying the laws are the blame. But I think a lot of times we're forgetting to talk about stuff that a lot of, I would say, and I would put this on a lot of liberals, stuff that a lot of liberals don't want to take into account. See, it's easier to misplace blame. It's like if I worked as a principal. There were teachers that taught very well. There were kids who had no support, no structure in the home, and the parent put all of the responsibility on the school and on the teacher. And if the kids failed, the kids got a bad grade, if the kids got in trouble, if the kid got sent home, it's what are y'all doing at that school? Y'all messing my kid's life up. Y'all responsibility is to teach the kids. Y'all that. And the bad part about it is when some of those parents would come to the school and talk to me, and I'd never met them, and I'm thinking to myself, this kid got a lot of problems going on. This kid, man, the kid is antisocial. He's always lashing out. He's disobedient. He's disrespectful. He's loud. He's belligerent, whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of environment could nurture a kid like this? And then a parent come in and I need to speak to the principal. And I'm going, therein lies the problem. I'm looking at mom or dad. I'm looking at the kid, looking at mom and dad, and say, I understand why this kid is like he is. And that's one of the factors I don't think a lot of people are considering. Why are we getting such an increase in these type of behaviors? What has changed? And my job for now is to take you back, to draw you back in time to see what has changed to create this environment that is ripe for people to do such a thing when 30 years ago, this stuff wasn't happening. So you look at it, less families right now have guns than they did 30, 40 years ago. We have more guns in America, but less families are having them. So we haven't increased gun ownership per se. Then these guns have been around for years, 30, 40, 50 years. And I know about me, when I was growing up, we didn't hear about, oh man, did you hear about Jerome over at the other school across town? He came in, shot a whole bunch of people up. Man, that's crazy. We didn't hear anything about this. This is something that is new to our culture, to America. So then what has created this type of behavior? And to do it, we have to look at what has changed in our behavior. Let's go back in time. And then the question becomes, can we undo it? Can we go back? Has our society gotten to the point where it's beyond repair and we just have to make adjustments for where we are currently? So we know then that less families have guns. We've always had guns, but there was no mass shootings. All right. So then what has changed? The culture has changed. So let's go back for a second. Can we, first of all, start with, say, morality? Is it too late to bring morality back into our society? I remember going to school. You sit down in the classroom and they tell you to stand up, put your hand on your heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, one nation, under God, indivisible. We always say indivisible. Indivisible. You know, we went through that. It was fun. And we talked about God. And this was public school. We would talk about that and nobody said anything. And I'll never forget when the law was passed to take praying and talking about God out of school. And I was like, even as a kid. That's odd. Why would they do such a thing when God is such a big part of our whole culture, of our country, on our money, all over the place? But I didn't realize how removing God out of our culture and out of our society would impact the psyche. See, when you start to remove a secondary form of consciousness. See, if you leave it up to the individual to have their own level of consciousness, like, okay, what do I gauge as right and wrong? Yes, we all have a built-in conscience, but there's a fail-proof net, okay? When I was little, there's stuff I didn't do because I remember my mom said, God's watching you, baby. So when I'm looking at little Susie like, she's kind of cute. Maybe we should go in the bushes after school. Wait a minute. My mama and them said that God's eyes is watching me. Now, you eliminate all of that. So where's the safety net? Where's the fail-proof? See, and so now all of a sudden, when you look at the generation today, when they say, I'm going to do or not do something, that decision is based off of their own consciousness because we have desensitized this society to really talk about morality, talk about God in society. You can't challenge certain behaviors. You can't vocalize your opinion about stuff. And if you do, you better not bring in the God factor or you're going to get blasted. So can we go back? Can we undo that? At this point, probably not, because we got such a great part of our society that's just straight anti. You can't talk about religion. You can't talk about God, so on and so forth. But then what else? All right. Can we undo or subdue political correctness? That's another one that has changed over society. You used to could tell somebody about themselves and nobody said nothing. But nowadays, you say something about somebody and it's like, you can't say that. You know, I mean, kids acting a fool. Boy, you know what your problem is? You bad as bleep, 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 bleep. I can't believe you would say that to that kid. You can't use those type of harsh words. You can't call stuff like it is. We now in this culture are walking around tiptoeing. We ain't allowed to call crazy, crazy. We ain't allowed to call bad, bad. We can call bad, good. What we have done is we have reversed things. Some of the behaviors that we were able to call it like we see it growing up, you can't even do it nowadays. You know, we make excuses for certain behaviors because we want to be politically correct. We won't identify certain problems in this culture. That has changed in the last 20, 30 years. Can we undo it? Who knows? How about this? Can we undo the victim mentality? Everybody in society nowadays is a victim. Victim? When I was growing up, do you think I was ever told I was a victim? Man, you got to be kidding me. Man, let me tell you something. I was at school, and I'm going to tell you that she probably passed away by now. My kindergarten teacher. I was marching around the table. Me and my boy Craig. And this girl I had a crush on was chilling in the corner with her little boyfriend. And teacher wasn't watching. Music's playing, we marching. Looked over, she gave the kid some sugar, okay? And me and my boy Craig stopped like, did you see that? Well, Miss Candy walks up behind us, grabs our heads and smashed them together. My eyes was spinning in my head, had a concussion, I know I did. The whole rest of the day, I was like dazing in and out of sleep, headaches, eyes rolling around. Went home and didn't even talk about I'm a victim. Didn't tell my mama. I was scared. I was, Mama might bash my head against the wall after hearing what I did because I stopped marching. Like that was a big deal. Was no such thing as a victim. I didn't come home talking about, Mama, I got some bullies at the school messing with me. We learned how to deal with adversity, problems, overcoming bullies. We didn't come home talking about, Mama, they keep messing. My mama would be like, okay, tell you what, come on back outside. Now you see him, you go over there and you tell him, and you know what? If y'all have to tussle it out, y'all tussle it out and then y'all gonna be friends afterwards. But other than that, you ain't gonna be coming in here whining every day talking about they keep laughing at me, picking up me. He won't let me play with his pencils. When I got into education, I couldn't believe how soft everyone had gotten. It took everything in me to accommodate all of the victims that we have created in our society. I'll never forget the little boy in the daycare. He was a kindergarten or something, I don't know. But he couldn't get his shirt off. He tried to take it off and he's squirming. And all the ladies ran over like, oh, help him. I said, don't touch him. Let him work it out. He's not a victim. Show him how to overcome adversity. He'll figure it out. About 5 minutes went by. He was crying, rolling on the ground, but he got that shirt off and he learned a lesson. All right, there's no victims out here. You deal with stuff. Kids nowadays are not built for tough. And when they walk around with the victim mentality, that's when they develop these type of angers. Oh, everybody's against me, I'm oppressed. And a lot of that is due to the left and this progressive movement to try to coddle everyone, create all these different individual interest groups, and make sure we appeal to our small groups, because we need to rest in identity politics so we can create these victims. We need these victims. That's what we need. We want to tap into everybody's deepest hurts and feelings and tell them how attacked they are and how hurt they should be over this stuff. Not toughen them up. No, we don't want them tough. We want them tender. That's what they want. Yeah, they're licking them, tenderizing them. But guess what? When a lion licks a gazelle, he ain't licking it for its good. He's licking it to tenderize it so he can eat it later. And so they're being tenderized, but they're being eaten when it comes to the real world. But can we undo it? I don't know. Maybe we need to just start from an early age, create some type of little new soldier program and say, hey, look, man, parents, you can volunteer your kid to go through the mini soldiers program and toughen your kids up. We ain't going to demand it, okay, because this ain't ancient Greece. But nonetheless, at least an option, man, because these kids nowadays are so soft. And once they get hold to that you can't say harsh words to them, that you can't discipline them, and they're a victim, what does that do to the education system? I had kids in schools that would tell you stuff like, look, man, you can't say that to me. You can't kick me out either because couldn't even say IEP. I got an IUD, baby. Shoot, I got a DUI. You can't kick me out. You'll be gone before I'm gone. And I'm sitting there like, he's probably right, because they have coddled these kids so much. That has changed. What about this? Can we say undo technology? Technology, big one. I seriously think kids are extinct. When was the last time you seen kids playing outside? I'm riding around, I'm like, is that a kid? Is that a kid? Stop the car, back up. Get the binoculars. Okay, right there, you'll see. We're examining the kid. They're playing so gently. We haven't seen one of these in so many years. Look at him. He's an angry little bugger. Uh-oh, he's getting a little close. We better roll up the windows. They're like extinct. They're like a wild species or something. And when you look at how technology has impacted our society, one, it has broken down relationships. I knew all the kids in the neighborhood. My parents knew all their parents in the neighborhood. We hung out, we talked, their parents, we throw picnics, we invite everybody over. And when we got home from school, we was like, let's go outside. We went outside. We utilized what we had. We didn't have technology. We used this. I would take a stick and it would entertain me all day. It was a sword. It was a javelin. It was a wand. It was a gun. It was everything. It was a pole vault. It was everything. We used a stick. We would build stuff. We built go-karts. We'd take a buggy or something and just make it into a go-kart. We built little tree houses and tents and stuff like that. We explored. We went out in the forest and we caught animals and squirrels and all kind of stuff. We did that. We don't do that no more. Look at how technology has really came in and desensitized a lot of the young people in our society. It has totally turn kids off from bonding. So now when you become desensitized and you don't have a good bonding mechanism, you don't see people as really human. You don't build those human connections. And so I'll never forget the technology, just how it has become embracing of stuff that damages the mind has changed. When I saw the first computer, buddy in our neighborhood had a computer, I didn't even know what it was. Came over to his house. We ready to play outside. We got our snowsuit on, hat with the little ball on the top, our mittens and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, man, what's that? He said, it's a computer. A computer? What'd it do? He said, watch this. Took a floppy disk, put it in. Took it about 10 minutes to boot up with all of the grinding sounds. I'm like, oh, my God, how long is this going to take? Finally booted up, little blinking cursor right there. And then he had to type in all these demands. Doc, COD, Compton, blah, blah, blah. All of that to come up with a little fake cartoon drawn spaceship that moved slowly across the screen. And I'm like, that's all it do? Let's go outside and play. That was it. I mean, we didn't have stuff that would distract us all day from building those type of relationships. Can we undo it? Probably not. I remember when TV would go off. You remember that? Yeah, 2 o'clock come, and then it would go off and it would just turn white and you hear that shh. Yeah, one station might be on and it was fuzzy. It was like channel 45. You know, you had 4 stations to deal with. And then things start to change. Cable. We was given access to stuff, seeing stuff we shouldn't have been seeing. Mama and them sleep, y'all. Turn on Showtime. Yeah. And then not to mention DVDs. No. Let's go back. VCRs. One. Beta. I never forget the first VCR I saw. I went into the man. I said, hold on, let me get this straight. You mean to tell me I could watch a movie in my house? He said, yes, you can. I was like, Mama, this is amazing. And it went from that to CDs. Yeah, man. Everything started to change and it made you more comfortable saying I can be isolated and sit at home and entertain myself versus actually interact with my friends. Yeah. And have access to all kind of pollution in my mind to desensitize me to human life. That's what I could do. And not to mention, cell phones dropped. And I'm like, man, I don't need all this technology. My first cell phone, flip load. I felt like Captain Kirk. Captain's log, Stargate 44, rounded off to the nearest decimal point. Yeah, it was a flip phone with a little antenna. Hello. That's all I used it for. Hello. Okay. Talk to you later. Goodbye, because I'm on my minutes now and I'm roaming. It's cost me $85 just for this phone call. Okay, hurry up, man. Quick. Okay, got it. That was it. Then things start to progress. I was a teacher, high school and teacher. Kids I was teaching had better phones than me. They're like, man, what kind of phone is that, Mr. Look, my phone, I can look up this. I got a website, and I'm sitting there like, And guess what? We all got caught up in it. We all got drugged into it. Right now, if you leave your cell phone at home, you will be late for work to go back home and just you like, man, look, I need my phone. You lose your phone, you lose your mind. You'll hold everybody in the building hostage. Ain't nobody leaving until I get my phone. Who got my phone? I'm telling you, man, if I find out who got my phone, this phone is popping. You will go crazy over your phone. Technology has changed. It has desensitized us. It allows people to sit behind a computer or a phone and be someone and something that they are not and create a whole separate personality. So when you look at what's really changing, it's not guns. It's our culture, what we have embraced. Can we go back? No. But what can we do? We're going to talk about that in a second. How about this? The appreciation for the little things. I remember eating just whatever my mama put on the table. It wasn't, no, man, I don't want that. Man, we ate Spam. I don't even know what Spam is to this day. Do you? I don't know what it's made up of. We ate bologna and cut it. Made sure we fried it so it bubble up like this. We ate bologna, syrup, and bread. Mopped it up. We didn't complain about, man, I only got one toy for Christmas. None of that stuff. We appreciated the little things. Our society has created a whole bunch of snowflakes that feels like if they don't get everything they want, because they're entitled, they're being deprived and they're a victim. And that's what our society has created. And when you get people to start thinking like this and they're coming up through the ranks, they do not appreciate stuff. They need to go overseas to some of these third world countries and see what real problems look like. So they're not running around talking about like at the Women's March. Yes, you know what? He's rolling back our rights and everybody's... And I'm going, really? They are beheading women in other countries. They're beating them to death in other countries. And you're talking about your rights are being rolled back. And yet you're out in the middle of public with signs and pink outfits and stuff, vocalizing your freedom of speech. And in other countries, you don't even have that. But yet... you're being violated and you're a victim. I'm like, okay, whatever. So can we undo all that? Don't know. Probably not. How about this? The appreciation for human life. When I was little, it was a bad thing to see somebody get hurt or killed. Even on TV, you get shot and it didn't even look realistic. I mean, you see stuff, it's like, the fake died. Nowadays, when you look at how TV portrays and glorifies the loss of human life, right now, people get mad when they go to a show and ain't no killing. They like, hold up, that's all the killing is going, what? Ain't nobody else going to die in this movie? Some people would prefer the movie to open up with killing and then end with killing, and everything in between is killing. No dialogue, no words. As soon as it open up, bang, 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 all the way through the movie. Don't even explain why everybody getting killed. I just like seeing a whole bunch of people getting killed. Yeah, so the appreciation for human life, which translates into the psyche of a kid, because now you say, okay, wait a minute. We used to talk about how horrible death is, and did you hear so-and-so and got killed, and that's bad. And now you get a generation who just take the video games. Started off, video game, they weren't even real life looking people who got killed. When Mario died, he was a little fake cartoon guy. Now, these guys are in chat rooms with glasses on, and it's looking real. Now, what happens to the psyche? A lot of kids think that stuff is real. When you look at it, one time, I kid you, this true story. I came into the barbershop when I used to have hair. Came into the barbershop, sat down in a chair, and I'm watching what I thought was a real basketball game. I'm sitting there like, this is good. Oh, that's good. Oh, shoot. Did you see the way that brother slammed? All of a sudden, the people stop moving, and they always just standing there like, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? Two dudes sitting in front of me got up, walked away. I see a counsel sitting there. I'm like, what? That was a video game I was watching? Now, you transfer that over to war rooms, war platforms, and you killing people. These are probably the same type of holograms they use to train real soldiers. But yet now they're video games. And our kids got access to this type of stuff. And you don't think that that would desensitize them to create a void between reality? I'm like, dude, this ain't a video game. When you kill these people, they don't come back to life, okay? But yet it looks so realistic and so easy to do on these games. What makes us surprised when somebody acted out in real life? But the difference is there's no coming back from it. And what else? Let me see. Oh, here's a good one. How about this one? A healthy appreciation for authority and discipline. Second, third grade, I think, no, it was fourth grade. The whole school in the morning, everybody would stay outside in the morning. And I know this long, I'm about to wrap it up. Everybody would stay outside in the morning. I came outside, had my cowboy boots and my snowsuit. And the teacher said, look, y'all don't step in the snow. It was a big snowstorm. They piled the snow up on the side. And she said, don't step in the snow. I'm like, okay, I'm playing football. Kid pushed me out of bounds. I step in the snow, come back out. Teacher happened to turn, see me in the snow. Now, she didn't see the fact that the kid pushed me. She just saw me in the snow. She said, you, come here. I came over. I said, huh? She said, did you step in the snow? Yeah, I did. But see, he had pushed me. Now, go to the principal. And I'm like, dang. All right, well, okay, how bad is this? Went to the principal. I'm sitting outside the principal. Lined up next to me is some real hardcore criminals. I mean, kids that are drawn on the walls and all that stuff. And I'm a snow stepper. That's all I did. I'm thinking, how bad can my punishment be? Principal comes out and says, so all you guys are here for something? And I'm listening to their crimes. And she gets to me, and what did you do? I stepped in the snow. She said, okay, starting with you. Come on in here, get a paddle. I said, paddle? Wait, no. See, you don't understand. I'm thinking you might have my case mixed up with somebody else's. See, I'm a snow stepper. This guy, he was a vandalizer. I just stepped in the snow. Gave me 7 swats. 7 hard. Landed to me like a baseball swinger. And I didn't go home and say, Mama, the teacher gave me a paddle for stepping in the snow. And my mama didn't come up to like, who whooped my kid? Let me tell you something. You don't put your hands on my kid. Blah, 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 blah. And guess what? 15 years later, you defending your kid who should have got their butt spanked when they was younger. Now your same kid is taking stuff out of your house, breaking into other people's house, doing stuff, and you going, I can't control him. I don't know what to do with him. Why ain't somebody helping me? Well, if you'd have let people discipline that kid and teach them that there are some rules that have to be followed. But I'm not just blaming the parents, because guess what? Our society did it too. A lot of liberals out there like, kids shouldn't be spanked. Kids shouldn't be yelled at. Timeouts. That's all. Just bring it to their consciousness that they were wrong and they should be, go sit over there. Go sit over there. And you are scared to death to whoop your own kids nowadays. Yeah. See, let me tell you something. My mama whooped me with whatever she can get her hands on at the time. It could be a slipper. It can be a plastic racetrack. It could be the extension cord. I'll never forget. I'm talking to other kids, and I was shocked that they didn't get whooped with the extension cord. Yeah, and what your mama whoop you with? A belt. You ain't ever got hit with an extension cord? Nah, really? the extension cord was just normal. And my mom would let me have it. Now, granted, this day and age, I mean, maybe it's a little abusive, but it kept me out the penitentiary. So what I'm saying is this: when the state starts stepping in, when all of these legislators start taking the discipline out of the hands of the family and the schools, no paddling. I was scared to death in school to get caught chewing gum. You got gum in your mouth, I would swallow it before I would confess. Nope. Scared to death what was going to happen. But now kids be sitting up in there like, man, what you going to do to me? They know that there's nothing that a teacher can do anymore. They've taken the authority away from the teacher. Don't you think that translates over to there's really no consequences for me when I do stuff? Yeah. So when we create this society like it is, we can't be shocked when we have kids starting to do things like this and we say, we're not able to look at us as adults and evaluate what have we contributed to this behavior. See, right now, we're that parent that's blaming the school, the state. We're blaming the rules that they made and for the school. You know what? But yet at home, we created an environment for the kids to act a fool. We've enabled them. You know, we supported a lot of negative behaviors. And at the end of the day, we are unable to have self-inventory as a society and say, nah, it ain't got nothing to do with gun laws. It has nothing to do with, you know what? If we take away the ARs, then maybe it has nothing to do with that. Our society has started to implode and embrace things that 30 years ago, 40 years ago, we didn't embrace. We didn't have. We didn't support. We didn't flood the society with these things to create and desensitize a lot of people to do the things that they do. So can we go back in time? Probably not. I think moving forward, we have to make the adjustment. Just like every society, when a new problem arises, we make a new adjustment. Form an individual police force that their whole job is to protect the schools. That's it. Not go in and police the kids that are in there, but protect them from anything like this happening. Own standalone police force, hire in, all of that, and then have several teachers that's a sleeper, second line of defense, trained, carries, concealed. Only the principal and those police officers know those 5 or 6 teachers have weapons on them. So just in case the police officers can't help or assist in time, then the teachers also can do something as well. So we've created this monster. Can we undo it? No. But we have to make the adjustments to protect our kids. And hopefully we won't be dumb enough as a society to continue to create such a soft core society moving forward and create more kids that embrace these type of behaviors. So you've been listening to Kevin at Kevin's Corner. Sorry, this took a long time, but I had to take you back through time to see what has really changed. Is it the kids or is it our society and our culture? And I think if we really be honest, we'll find out that it's us. It's our culture, you know. But I don't know about you, but I'm old school. If I had a kid, I'd whoop his tail and dare that. You know what? Matter of fact, call the police. I'd do the time, but I guarantee you'll never forget that. I'll be getting taken away like, yeah, but I got my respect though, didn't I? Huh? Yeah, you'll remember me. Get off me. You're going to remember me forever, son. You ain't going to get away with that mess in my crib. All right. If you like this video, hit like, share it. Find me on Facebook and on Twitter. And if you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's links in the bottom allow you to do so. God bless you.